it's kind of almost like an alpha male move of like, I'm going to get on this plane. You up, you deal with all that. I'm going to my destination.
Yeah, because that's what the world needs, more alpha males.
Totally. I mean, there's a lot of beta males in the world for sure.
Do we live in the same era?
Talk to me.
Are you serious right now? Hey everybody, welcome to Travel Nerds. It is 3 p.m. on a Friday right now, which feels real good. You know what I'm saying?
3 p.m. is nice, but I wish it was the weekend. These last 2 hours could not go fast enough.
But it's really freakishly close to margarita time. You know?
You have margaritas in your future?
I always have margaritas in my fridge. It makes it sound like I pre-make them and then save them. That sounds weirder. I have the mix. I got the things.
You just open the fridge and there's like 7 little cups and they have like
they all have saran wrap on them.
Saran wrap on them. And you're like, oh, she's a serial killer. Or she's perfectly portioning out her drinks for a fun evening, which is also
she's not having anyone over, but this is what her fridge looks like. Oh my
There's
God.
7 perfectly placed margaritas. That's nice.
7 margaritas might be what I consume tonight. We're celebrating.
Okay. What are we celebrating?
All kinds of things. The business, we got our new product update out. Life is good. It's beautiful outside. Tuna didn't go potty inside this whole week. That's something to celebrate.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true. I think was that 2 truths and a lie, because didn't he just shit the other day?
I hate you for bringing that up.
Yeah, tuna. Okay, well, I saw something crazy on the internet. It's travel adjacent, travel related. We've had a few podcasts that had to deal with travel and dating safety while traveling. And I don't know if you saw this on the internet, but one of our first guests, actually he was like sub episode 6, maybe episode 2, right? But Nick Gray of Twitter fame, he put out a tweet saying that he would pay some, how do you say this? He put out a tweet saying that he wanted to go on a blind date in Tokyo, Japan. And he actually had an application process, and he had tons. Yeah. He had tons of chicks apply to be his blind date. He screened everyone, and then he bought them an economy plane ticket to Japan, picked them up at the airport, and they're doing like a 2-day or 2 or 3 day date in Japan.
No.
And he's been live updating people on Twitter and a little bit on Instagram, but the Twitter is a little bit better, or X. I want just to get your reaction. If somebody, now Nick's a little bit different because he's like, there's tons of content out on him, and he's been an author and he's sold 2 businesses.
Yeah.
But so there's a degree of there's a degree of safety with Nick where he's not an unknown. Like if you match with Nick on Hinge, you would go and be like, you would be able to get his personality,
right?
At least his public persona within like an hour, right? And so my question to you is, would you ever do the date thing or go on the date if someone was like, hey, I want to do a blind date in Japan?
Absolutely. I would take a trip with somebody haphazardly. I don't really know you. Let's be spontaneous, whatever. But I don't know if I would apply and get like sifted out. I don't know.
Oh, you don't want to compete? Ooh, I feel like you would want to compete.
No, I would have gone on The Bachelor by now.
Have you ever thought about that?
I think I'd be good at it, to be honest with you. I don't have the like emotional stability to be on a reality dating show. I would just be the girl in the confession being like, like, I can't.
Too emotional, huh?
I can't do it. Yeah, I'm emotional on a day-to-day basis for no reason. I can't imagine being at a house with 25 girls that are all dating the same guy as you. No thanks.
Too much, huh?
I'll pass. Yeah.
All right. So the question of the day for the podcast, we came across a very interesting article. This is fascinating. All right. Here is the question. There was a husband and wife. They were at the airport. They were going to take a flight somewhere. and she really wanted Starbucks, but her getting Starbucks was pretty far away from the gate. She goes to get the coffee. The husband warns her like, hey, you may not make it back. And she's like, I'll be fine. I'm going to go get my Starbucks. Well, she goes to get Starbucks. The plane leaves. She does not make it back. The husband boards the flight and leaves the wife.
No.
Was he in the right or was he in the wrong?
He left her at the airport.
He left her at the airport.
That is hysterical. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so let's go through this. Was he right or was he wrong for leaving her?
I know what I should say, which is, don't ever leave your wife. That's crazy. But if she was risking missing a flight just to get a macchiato when there's so much money and like logistics that go into a simple flight and you're just missing it for a cake pop. No, I love his choice.
I actually too support him. I mean, I think that first of all, that's an insane thing. Like you can't board a flight without a cup of coffee, and they serve coffee on the flights. So just wait like an hour and then you could get your cup of Joe and you'll be fine. Right. And a cup of Joe, no one says that anymore.
My brain exploded when you said it. I was like, I haven't heard someone say cup of Joe maybe ever actually out loud.
Yeah, that kind of aged me. Yeah, that kind of aged me there. That wasn't my finest choice of words. But so yeah, I mean, I would leave her, to be honest. I think that you need to leave her because sometimes I think people need like a jarring thing to happen to them to get them centered back to like a reasonable state of living, and risking missing a flight after you go through the whole ordeal of buying a plane ticket, driving to the airport, parking your car, clearing security, packing a bag. You're going to put all that at risk for a coffee?
I'm trying
to
Starbucks? Think of a synonymous situation to compare it to. Because I don't like, it's more funny and I get it than anything, but they're probably divorced now. So, you know.
Really? So, okay. So let's actually turn the tables there. If you're the Starbucks fiend, you go to get it, you miss the flight, but your husband, he boards the flight and leaves you there. What is the repercussions for him?
I would
Is it divorce?
Never do that. He would be the dumbass in line waiting for Jersey Mike's or something. It would not be me because I fly all the time and planes don't give a shit about you. They will leave. So I wouldn't do that. But if the tables were turned, would I leave him? No, but I would definitely like ultimatum him and be like, if you go in that Jersey Mike's line right now, we're done. Like, I don't know what I would do, but I think leaving your partner really anywhere and, you know, on a curb, at a restaurant, at the airport, like it doesn't really matter, but that's kind of rule number one.
I don't know. So you're saying that you can't leave them? I feel like, first of all, they're safe, right? I mean, they could get on the next flight. There's going to be hell. Like this guy has hell to pay, but I think that he's actually in the right. And I think that it's kind of almost like an alpha male move of like, I'm going to get on this plane. You up, you deal with all that. I'm going to my destination. I kind of respect it.
Yeah, because that's what the world needs, more alpha males.
Totally. I mean, there's a lot of beta males in the world for sure. You think that the world is too alpha or too beta?
Do we live in the same era?
Talk to me.
Are you serious right now?
Talk to me.
You don't think there are enough alpha males in the world? I just need to like make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, I actually think that if you were to sum up all of the men in the world, there are way more non-alpha males than alpha males. And there's way more beta males than there are alpha males. You don't agree with that?
Why don't you break down what the difference is between the two for people listening that are like, what's a beta?
When's the last time that you were approached in public at a bar or someone that just hit on you?
Me? You're asking me this?
I'm asking you.
Breakfast today.
Breakfast. Yeah, but that was a planned
But before
date,
that,
though.
it was a long time. Yeah, people don't really do that.
Yeah, that's because most of the men in the world are beta. They would rather just sit behind a screen, try to match with you. They don't really have that like go and get them. They're not confident. They're afraid of rejection. Those are all beta male characteristics.
So you're trying to say like there's more simp mid boys than there are like when you say alpha male, are you saying it affectionately? Because it sounds like you are. So I need to just check in on that.
I'm saying it affectionately, yeah.
I would say traditionally alpha male is a negative connotation.
Really? I don't think so.
Molly, back me up on this. Producer
I don't know.
Molly.
You can bring Molly in this. I actually totally disagree with you. I think now there's alpha male and then there's toxic male, right? I think like an alpha male is someone who's like strong, confident, leader, right? Is like, you know, not like afraid, is comfortable in their own skin. I think that's an alpha male. I think that there's a step beyond that. That's like toxic alpha male.
Never heard that one before.
You could definitely be like an alpha male, and women love an alpha male. You guys hate like weak men.
Wait, stop. Go ahead. What were you about to say? I don't what?
I was going to say, what? You don't even want to order for yourself at a restaurant. You would rather have the guy just take care of everything. Correct? Or am I right or wrong?
No, I just want him to do that for me because it's nice. And then I don't have to, I already told you what I want. So you got it. That doesn't make you an alpha male or like this big, strong, like confident man because you're saying she'll have the chicken teriyaki. Like,
well, yeah. It could go overboard. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go through this right now. I just Googled alpha male. And the first thing I saw, which is the most reliable dictionary in the world, Urban Dictionary, it says alpha male, the early version of a male before testing and bug fixes, unstable and not suitable for the public. Okay, here's another one. Alpha male. In the animal kingdom, alpha males are a very real thing, and they usually live an extremely violent existence. Alpha male is more of a personality type that usually describes somebody who is arrogant, obnoxious, insensitive, selfish, and competitive while also being insecure and resorting to physical violence.
Wow. Okay. This is a very negative.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. So this makes me look bad, of course.
It does.
But yeah, it does. Okay. So maybe if I can revise my answer now that I have more information. I didn't grasp the definition perfectly. Okay. I would say that on the scale if this is the scale, beta here, alpha here, you guys like the guy to be more here.
Fair enough? People don't say that about girls. Oh, she's a beta girl. She's an alpha girl. It's like such a man thing to be like, hey, he's less manly than me, so he's a beta.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? No one even ever puts girls into classes like that. Like, she's confident and strong and smart, and she's like lazy and lame and boring. No one does the thing. It's literally an alpha male thing only to do what you're doing right now. It's crazy. It's happening in real time.
Is this my inception moment where I'm no.
He was an alpha male the whole time.
Oh my God. I would like to think of myself as somewhere in the middle, you know, but
I'm glad we went through that.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
you. Needed that.
I needed that, right? Okay. Well, perfect. Thank you. And so to wrap this up and to put a bow on it.
This was not the point of the episode, you guys. We had a whole story, but we'll just stop it here. And what should we title this episode?
Alpha males leave their wives at the airport.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
Yeah.
Or we could just call it alpha male, not suitable for the public.
That's good too. Oh, shit. All right, let's wrap this up. This got off the rails quick.
Oh my God. You guys, that was funny. If there's anything you want us to talk about, just email hello@travelnerds.co. Follow us at TravelNerdsPod. And what kind of alpha males do you know? DM us. They're probably named Chad and Thad and Brad and and
mad. You just match with a guy on Hinge. His name's Mad.
His name's Mad. That would be.
That's a pass.
Yeah, any guy with 3 letters in his name is like kind of suspicious sometimes. Like Dex, Dax, Jax. Well, I made all those rhyme, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Actually, Ted isn't suspicious. That was a lie.
Ted's not going to cheat on you or do anything.
Bob would never.
Well, Bobby, but
no. Oh shit. Oh. And on that note, later, nerds.